What's good, party people? I am coming to you live on a Wednesday night, Wednesday before a fun Fight Friday. This week, obviously, we've got the Ultimate Fighter finale, crowning a new world champion. You've got Combate Americas, you've got Paulina Granados against Kira Batara on top, and then we've got the Bellator. Bellator's got a title fight with Julia Budd. Crazy night. And then next week, Celtic Gladiator is coming to you from the Burbank Marriott and Convention Center on December 8th. Doors open at 6 p.m. and the fight starts at 7. It's a pro-am card. It's going to be amazing. But I'm going to be talking to you... I'm going to be talking to Daniel Hernandez El Leon, a former King of the Cage middleweight champion, who will be competing on December 8th on Friday night at the Burbank Marriott and Convention Center for Celtic Gladiator 17. Just waiting for him to join me now. Let's see. Cool. Alright, the formal invite is set. Here he is. Coming through live from the Vault MMA in Monrovia. Assuming. Hey, Amy, what's going on? Yo, there he is. The man of the hour, the man with the power, too sweet to be sour. Leon Hernandez, what's up, brother?
What's up? My first time going live, so this is a little funny to me.
Okay, cool. It's cool. We're here. What's going on? I assume you're outside of the Vault MMA?
I'm outside trying to stay away from everybody so nobody can interrupt us. And we could just...
Okay, right on. But as if you guys don't know, obviously Daniel is a former King of the Cage middleweight champion. He is the owner and operator of the Vault MMA and Fitness in Monrovia. Man, I mean, hell of a little stellar line of accomplishments, and you're going to add to that Friday night, December 8th, as you step into a Celtic Gladiator cage in front of a worldwide audience. How do you feel?
I feel great. You know, every training camp, I just push it a little bit further and do a little bit more, and definitely feel just as good. This is just another day, man. This is what I do. Get ready for fights and go out and beat people up. That's it.
That's it, man. That's it. So, who do you know who you're fighting?
Yeah, fighting Jonathan Rivera, very tough, young, up-and-coming fighter. I think he's fought for Celtic Gladiator before. This will be my first time. I know he had a title shot kind of right off the bat and lost. I think it was a decision. He might have took it to the 3rd round or 4th round or something like that. But it should be a good fight. You know, he's a tough kid. He's training hard, and you know, they don't let me fight scrubs. Everybody I fight is ready, and everybody I fight is good. So it will be a war for sure.
But you're a former King of the Cage champion in your own right, you know. So I don't think you know, the fans in attendance or anybody should look at you as the gatekeeper or the linchpin to the career. You're looking to prove a statement yourself, right?
Yeah, I just come out there to fight. I'm coming out to win. You know, I train my ass off. I don't walk out there not to get that W. So I'm coming. I'm definitely bringing him everything I got, and I expect to walk out of that cage with my hand raised.
There it is. There it is. Yeah, and it's all going down December 8th at the Burbank Marriott and Convention Center in beautiful Burbank, California, for Celtic Gladiator 17. The Celtic Gladiators' triumphant return to the U.S. They were here earlier this year after a successful show not only here, but also overseas in Europe. They're back. And why wouldn't you want to have El Leon on your card, right?
Of course,
Right?
of course, of course. Hopefully I'll be their champion soon too.
There you go. That's it, man. That's it. So you last fought for King of the Cage. What adjustments have you made from this last fight to where you are now? How more comfortable do you feel?
I've only made every single fight camp. I make small changes. I kind of keep things similar. Like I said, I'm training like a champ every single fight. I do everything that you can do. The last couple fights, I've taken on a new boxing coach. Really working on my hands. Everybody knows, you can YouTube me, and they know that I'm a wrestler and a judo player first. So definitely working on my stand-up skills constantly. One new thing that I did this camp was I added a little extra sparring over with the guys at Millennia. It's tough when you're kind of at my level and my experience. I could be a coach at most gyms. So I went there to get the extra sparring with guys that are above and beyond me. Guys like Sean Strickland and Saeed Awad, and just to be there with Romy and Batiste. Guys that are a little older than me that can tell me what they see and see how I can change my game up a little bit better. And especially Romy, I think Romy, when he used to fight, we have a very similar style. So I was really felt honored and blessed to hear what he had to say, and little changes I can make to my game. So that was really the only thing new that I did was add that extra sparring.
Oh no, that's awesome, man. And I mean, Millennia, that's as you mentioned, former Bellator or current Bellator champ, Syed Awad, right?
I don't know if he's the champ, but he's there. Saeed is fighting.
He's there.
Georgie's there. Sean Strickland trains there. I mean, they got Lorenz Larkin. These guys are monsters.
The Monsoon.
Yeah, Josh, my buddy Josh Aviles is over there now.
Yeah.
Kind of how I went back over there is just because, I've trained with Josh many times, and now he's there. So just a great room of guys. I think the difference sparring there is that everybody's a competitor. Everybody in that gym is getting ready for a fight or just had a fight. So none of these guys like to lose, not even in sparring, so they're pushing you to your limits, and we're constantly discussing things and, what can you do better and what did you mess up on? So it's great.
Yeah, man, that's iron sharpens iron, right? That's the old adage, right?
Yeah, definitely.
That's tremendous. That's tremendous. And then talk to us about the Vault MMA for those who don't know. Obviously, you've raised a couple of King of the Cage veterans themselves in a young Chris the Epidemic Fajardo and Jose All Out Arpacio. Talk to us about being a coach for those guys, and obviously you're having your career concurrent with theirs, but to be an active coach, to be an active fighter, and to see these guys come up under your system and seeing results that they see fit. How has that meant for you as a fighter and as a coach?
We've had a lot of guys come through. We're kind of a smaller MMA gym, but we got a lot of guys that have come up with us and are still fighting. Like you said, Jose Aparicio, one of our really good up-and-coming guys. He was actually supposed to fight with King of the Cage this coming weekend, had a bad injury and had to pull out. Like you said, Chris Fajardo has come through here. We have Brandon Michaels fights here. We got a couple other younger guys coming up, and it's great, man. Coaching is great. I actually didn't fight for King of the Cage this coming weekend because I had Jose that was supposed to be on the card, and I wanted to devote my attention to coaching him and not both of us fighting on the same card. We've done that a couple times. And so Celtic Gladiator stepped up and gave me this fight the following week. But yeah, coaching is what I do next. I'm a fighter, I'm a coach, I'm a wrestling coach at the local high school here in Monrovia. So it's always fun. I get to, I've had over 30-something fights, and so I get to tell them the things that I've seen. I think also just the mentality of it, I've had my wins, I've had my losses, and how to deal with that. And I think that's the grit of a fighter is if you take a loss, you take a beating, how are you going to come back from that? And not thinking that you just got to be on top of the world at every single moment. So I have that to attribute. I give that to my guys. I think more of the mental aspect, and I lead by example. They see where I go and what I do to train. Especially getting older, man, I got to work so much harder than these young 20-year-old kids. So I like to show them how hard you have to in order to be at the top.
No, that's it. And I mean, you mentioned the mental acumen of the game, and that is so crucial. You see, stars that get launched into the pantheon of, I mean, the social consciousness, like Ronda Rousey or and a couple losses, and you just don't know what to do with themselves. So to be able to see and coach them through losses, and I think it's completely pivotal in a fighter's career. Of course, that's not something that you want to go into, as you're planning your fight game and what have you. You don't want to have that in your mind, but knowing that possibility is there and knowing how to deal with it, and you're still the same person, win, lose, or draw, that you came into the cage as you leave it.
Yeah, it's literally when I was in college wrestling, we were just told, you lost the match. Definitely, you never went in thinking you were going to lose. But if you did lose that match, you walked your ass to the showers, you stripped off that singlet, you got in the shower, and you washed that bad day down the drain. There's good days, there's bad days. It doesn't mean you're a bad fighter, you're a bad wrestler. You just had a bad day, or that guy just happened to be better that day. So the mental aspect is to be able to shake those things off and get right back at it, learn from mistakes, take in everything that all your coaches saw, and come out the next fight and be better.
There it is. All right. I know you're in the middle of fight camp, so I don't want to take too much of your time, but and I definitely appreciate the time. Actually, Anthony Hernandez says El Leon by armbar. I don't know if you can see that. So that's Anthony Hernandez. So there it is. Mystic Anthony here.
And you guys, I'll be out at King of the Cage watching Anthony Hernandez. He's getting down this Saturday. This Sunday. This Sunday is King of the Cage.
Sunday, yeah, man.
We'll all be there watching Anthony Hernandez, and you got to watch out. That guy's got a killer front kick. I just heard about it, but kind of have a
he's everywhere, man. He's I mean, when I got when I met him, he was at Fight Academy, training at Stables, in Alhambra, then Black House. I mean, that guy's all over the place. I mean, doing what it takes to, get to that next level, man. That guy does it. That guy does it, man. So where can people find you social media-wise to get ticks? Obviously, CelticGladiator.com using the code name Hernandez is how you get it, but tickets drop this week. So where can people find you on social media so they can get tickets from El Leon himself?
Yeah, here on Facebook, Daniel Hernandez, or Daniel El Leon Hernandez. I got two profiles, the fighter and the regular me. Hit me up for tickets. I got them for sale. You can go on the Celtic Gladiator thing and put the code Hernandez. Also on Instagram, Daniel Hernandez MMA. Hit me up. I got tickets. We're in Monrovia.
There it is. And good skill also to Anthony Hernandez and Michael Blackjack Jackson, who are heading into the King of the Cage Sunday night event at the Citizens Bank Arena in Ontario. Good skill to them. Thank you again, Daniel, for your time. It's been incredible. And anything left you have to say to the folks? This is your time, man.
No, man, just thank you. Thank you for
There it is, live from the Vault MMA and an undisclosed location in parts unknown for me. This is According to Woods with Daniel El Leon Hernandez, getting ready for Celtic Gladiator 17, December 8th at the Burbank Marriott and Convention Center. Thank you again. You guys have a great night.